This episode is sponsored by Taelor, the menswear rental subscription built for busy professionals. If you're running a business, heading to meetings, or speaking at events, you already have enough decisions to make. Taelor takes one off your plate. You fill out a quick style quiz, their AI plus a real stylist curates your looks, and polished outfits show up at your door. No shopping, no laundry, no energy wasted staring at your closet before a big meeting. You wear it, return it, and move on with your life looking sharp without overthinking it. Use code Nell for 25% off your first month at tailor.style and show up like the CEO that you are. That's Taelor, tailor.style, and use the code Nell for 25% off your first month of men's clothing subscription. So you want to throw an event, you threw the event, your worst fear came true, no one actually showed up. Now what? This is a very impromptu episode that I literally just decided to record a moment ago because right now I am actually on Zoom. I typically record in Riverside and I typically plan all of my recordings. However, today is a virtual office hour that I hold called Media Mondays, and this is only my second one, but I've been on the Zoom call waiting to see if anybody would show up. I had a couple of people register and hadn't seen any late registrations come in, but I thought this would be a really good opportunity to record because here I am, I put it together and no one showed up. So if you have an idea and you want to put something together and there's that little voice in the back of your head that says, don't do it because I'm afraid. I'm afraid that no one will show up. Here, I'm living it right now. I'm still alive and things are still going to be okay. This is just, I thought it could be something that maybe somebody could use. And sitting literally right in the thick of it, anybody could show up at any moment. I'll get the notification that they're in the waiting room. But just sitting here waiting, I started to feel a little bit stupid. Like, here I am, sipping my coffee, waiting for the people, and no one showing up. And it's literally some people's worst fears. Now, I am lucky, maybe, in the sense, or just have been through enough experience in the past few years where I'm not afraid of that anymore. And I'll tell you why. I don't really care about what other people think. I don't really care how things look to an extent. Obviously, I want to come across as somebody that knows what they're doing and can help people and is a good person. But I don't really care when things don't look perfect. And that might surprise a lot of people because I do work really hard at trying to make things look as good as they possibly can. And that's not what any of this is about. I created Media Mondays as something, it's a free virtual office hour. So many people do this. I wanted to connect with people in my community. I wanted to see some of the questions that people had on social media get answered. I wanted to be in front of folks that have questions and need help and have an opportunity to help them. Now, there's a lot more that goes into holding some type of an event. And this is a very small scale because, again, virtual, I'm coming to you from my studio in my house. This isn't a physical event that people are even paying, for tickets. There's so much that goes into creating something like this. And there's a lot of thought, a lot of trial and error. And also, mind you, this is my second one, I think I mentioned. And the first time my friend Kelly Johnson showed up and we helped get her podcast launched, which was huge. That's a big deal for someone. And there's so many people out there that are doing new adventures like that. And, that was really great that I had that opportunity to help her with that. And I've actually just lost my train of thought. This is the problem. This is why I need to prepare for episodes rather than just so off the cuff because I just lose my train of thought. But, I know where I was going. Okay. So I don't know when this episode's going to come out because I have a schedule and things. So this might just be an episode that I post when I feel like it needs to be posted. It is Monday, December 22nd, 2025, which means it is the Monday of Christmas week. That isn't going for me. People are busy. Maybe they're not working this week. Maybe they are working and they're trying to cram everything into 2 days. There's a lot of variables that go into having things like this. And you cannot because it's easy to sit here and wait and sip your coffee and think, man, this is really dumb. I'm really dumb. I shouldn't have done this. It's easy to think that, but there's so many things that go into it. And that I think is a huge part. And I do this every 6 weeks. So the date happened to fall here. I didn't want to not show up. I didn't want to cancel because I know people need things like this. And maybe they just didn't see enough of the advertising from it. I don't know. Again, there's so many things that go into this, so many variables. Maybe I didn't post enough about it on social media. Maybe I didn't send enough emails. Maybe I need to put an ad behind it or something. I just think, it's so easy for us to sit here and beat ourselves up about what I did wrong or why people aren't showing up. We forget that people are actually responsible for themselves.
Okay, ladies, let's talk about Taelor. Taelor is an award-winning menswear rental subscription service that helps our men look their best with the support of AI technology, professional stylists, and sustainable rentals. If you've ever overpacked with outfits that you never wear, Taelor solves that. You can have curated, stylish menswear delivered to your hotel, your Airbnb, wherever you're staying, and simply return it before you head home. No stuffing a suitcase with clothes you'll never wear. No extra laundry, no hassle. Think personal styling meets smart travel. Use code Nell for 25% off your first month at tailor.style and upgrade your next trip. That's Taelor, tailor.style, and use code Nell for 25% off your first month of men's clothing subscription.
Getting people to even sign up is half the battle. Getting people to show up after they sign up is another part of the battle. I did have a couple of signups. I don't know what happened. I can't control why they're not here. Things happen, life happens, business happens. And there's so much data that we can collect and we can learn from. But the data that we can't really collect and that we're not responsible for is what happens between when someone decides to show up for something and the moment when they decide not to. And sometimes it's not a decision. Most times it is. There's things that happen in our lives. We've all experienced things where the result is not being able to show up. Maybe we're not in a position where we can say, hey, I know I signed up for this, but I can't show up today. Those things happen. And it's so easy to fall into this space of, oh my gosh, what did I do wrong? Or why wouldn't they show up? Or questioning all of these things. So here's my suggestion. I plan the thing, do the thing. You show up. You can say you showed up. And then when things like this happen, show up in a different capacity. So I'm sitting here in front of a camera, in front of a microphone, and on Zoom with a record button right at the bottom of the screen. Guess what? I have two options at this point. I can complain and sit here and stare at the screen and then log off and be like, you know what? I got an extra 45 minutes in my day. I can do something else with it. Or I can press record and I can record a podcast episode for you so that maybe my original intention of helping someone here, maybe that still happens. It just happens further down the road and it reaches a different audience. Those are my suggestions. Or, well, that's my suggestion is taking option two. But those are two options that you have. So rather than, sitting in just this like self-loathing pity type cloud, you can show up and you can show up in a different capacity because there's really no excuse not to. You came here with an intention, and you can still put that to good use. You just have to get a little creative sometimes. And I know as entrepreneurs and business owners and or C-suite, whatever, or side hustle, whatever position you might be in, sometimes it feels really exhausting to have to be creative all the time, and especially on the fly. But you know what? That's just the way it is. That's what we signed up for. This is pivoting. This is changing your route. This is trying to make the best of what you've got. This is what it looks like. This is the reality. This is the authentic part of it. Sometimes you plan things and people just don't show up. I don't care how many followers you have. I don't care how many subscribers you have. There is absolutely no data or no guarantee that people will show up or follow through. It's just life. That's life. That's business. It's just the way it is. And I don't really know what to tell you to make you feel better about that. You can't really feel better about it. You just have to accept it. And the cool part about doing this is this particular episode that I'm doing will live on because I'm going to post it. I'm going to post it on the internet, and that's just going to live on forever somewhere. And it will eventually reach that person that needed to hear it. And it may not be totally media related like my original intent. It may be more life related. It might be more business related for that person, but the actual meat, the root of the intention was to help someone. And I hope that if you're listening to or watching this, that it will do just that for you. So I will post this. The content is evergreen, and I can turn this into a blog. I can turn this into reels. I can do whatever I want with it. And it will eventually reach the right person or people if I'm lucky. I can learn from this. I can use this as data. I can use it to try to figure out what can I do better? How can I reach more people to get them aware of this? It's just I've seen the effects of what happens when multiple people, like-minded people come together. And man, maybe people just aren't ready for it. That could be part of it too. You have to be ready to be able to be in that space where people can lift you up and help you actually achieve your goals. And there are people that aren't ready for that. And that's okay. And, maybe the benefit of recording this is part of that. It will reach that person when they're ready. So I don't actually know how long I've been recording. This might just be the most simple, shortest episode I've ever had. I don't know, but maybe the most impactful for you. I don't know. And I'm going to keep it that way. So thank you for indulging me. And hopefully when this comes out, I'm still doing Media Mondays because this is what we do. We help people on their media journeys. And whether that's, video production or repurposing your content or getting a content strategy together for you, there are so many ways that you could benefit and be impacted by this. So anyway, I am going to wrap this up here. We just do what we do, keep showing up consistently because in the end, that's the most important thing. And I really want to thank you for listening and or watching. If you're watching, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it and like the video too. All engagement, all interaction really helps. And if you're listening on your favorite audio platform, like I said, leave us a review. That's, just something small that makes a really big difference. So that's all for now, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate it. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one.